let's run it. Charts up, we love it. Backpack, we done it. GM, good morning, we run it. Sunrise hits like a highlight reel. Coffee poured, yeah, this grind feel real. Wallet looking healthy like a post-gym meal. Crypto fam locked in, no off-day deals. Throwing shade, now we throw confetti. Market bounce back, hands strong, we steady. Dreams too big, so the doubts feel petty. Bull mode hitting, hope you're ready. We ain't stressing, we pressing, blessing the session. Turn every rejection to fuel for progression. Charts look clean, yeah, the vibe is a weapon. We build every day, this is compounding lessons. GM, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Another day up, yeah, we glow. Hands to the sky like let's get paid. Chase big goals, not just upgrades. GM bull energy all day. Smile up, we're built this way. No fear, just flips and vibes. Turning old dreams into real life strides. Hard days hit, we don't divide. Team eats together when the market rides. Tap in early, that sunrise hustle. Bear tried to break us, couldn't touch muscle. Stack small wins, that's compound muscle. Every new block, another flex, no struggle. Climb fast, no breaks, no doubt. Big cheers when the green breaks out. Crypto fam in the chat, full shout. We don't clock in, we break out. Oh, 3 a.m. we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Every candle's just fuel, let's blow. We don't watch life, we make waves. Another sunrise, another brave day. GM fam, let's go be great. Good morning, crypto. Press play. Wake up, smile, send it.
Step 1, wake up early, gon' rise the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Today, we've got a few headlines to go over. One of those is going to be about OKLO. OKLO. I've been talking about it for a while. It is one of those nuclear stocks. We did see some big sell-off in the markets, not just in crypto yesterday, but in TradFi as well. So we'll definitely be taking a look at that stock. It did get quite the sell-off. We showed yesterday what we were kind of looking for, and we're going to go over it a little bit more today with some news as well. We've also got some big news out of the US government reclassifying copper and silver. We'll take a look at that article after we get you prepped for some success today. So let's get on over to that stock heat map, because you know I got it pulled up in the background. We are seeing a continued sell-off in the pre-market this morning. We've got Apple down 0.26. We've got Nvidia down 1% right now. Berkshire Hathaway was sitting in the green yesterday, seeing some sell-off this morning, down 0.13. We've got Amazon down 0.5%. Eli Lilly sitting down 0.48. ExxonMobil sitting a little bit towards the upside this morning, up 0.31. We've got Tesla sitting up 0.02. It was sitting in the red earlier. We'll have to see if that sell pressure continues, because it's making its way back towards zero. We've got P&G sitting up 0.25 this morning. We've got Microsoft up down 0.36, Google down 0.59, and Meta sitting down 0.64. For the crypto side of things, also looking decently red over there. We've got a few outliers here, so we'll take a look at some of that here in a little bit. Definitely want to take a look at that dot chart, so let's get that one on the list as well. We got OKLO to go over and DOT. If there's any other requests for me, go ahead, drop them in the chat now, and we'll get to those in a little bit. We've got Bitcoin down 2.9% and continuing to see a little sell-off this morning. Ethereum down 4.7. We've got XRP down 5.1. We've got BNB sitting down 1.5. Solana down 3.8. We've got Tron sitting down 0.8%. We've got Dogecoin looking quite steady. 0% change on the daily, but we are seeing a little bit of sell-off on the hourly. We've got Cardano down 1.2, Hyperliquid down 3.7, Chainlink losing some spots in the market cap from Hyperliquid, down 2.2%, and we got Bitcoin Cash also losing a spot in the market cap, sitting down 0.1%. We've got Stellar Lumens down 1.3. We've got Leo token losing 2 spots in the market cap, sitting down 2.2%, but starting to see some green on the hourly. We've got SWI down 1.7. We've got Avalanche taking a spot in the market cap from HBAR, sitting up 0.3%, while HBAR is sitting down 4.1. For the fear and greed meters, not too unexpected. After the massive sell-off we saw yesterday in the stock market, we are sitting in extreme fear still. Surprisingly, up a point from yesterday though, but still in some extreme fear here. We've got the crypto markets sitting in extreme fear as well, down 3 points from yesterday. Not too unexpected. We did see a nice little rejection. We've got some liquidity on both sides of us. Let's get this adjusted to where I like it. We like that 0.8, so we can really see the nice little hot spots on the shorter time frames and the broader ranges on the top side. So we do have quite a bit of liquidity directly above us. We're starting to pile up some liquidity towards the downside as well. We'll kind of have to see if this is actually some bottoming action, or if we're going to continue to grab up this liquidity towards the downside while people keep trying to guess that the bottom is in. That top side liquidity starts at 102,600, ranges all the way up to 103,100. So keep your eyes on some of that top side. We will have to see if we can find some support back at some key levels we talked about before. Taking a look at this 3-day, we've got quite a bit of liquidity on both sides of us as well. If we can't hold some levels we've talked about before, when we got that nice little move towards the downside, we created quite a bit of liquidity underneath us. And that range starts at 98,500 all the way down to 97,500. So quite a broad range of liquidity towards the downside. We'll kind of have to see if we can hold our current range here, or if we're going to go down there and grab it and wash some more people out. We've got quite a bit of liquidity towards the upside as well, sitting up at around that $105,000 mark. Ranges from 104,700 all the way up to 105,500. So keep your eyes on the liquidity. We've got plenty to pull the markets in both directions, and it'll just depend on if we can hold some support and really get some money flow coming on in here. We've got this 2-week also looking quite nice for a move towards the upside if we can hold some liquidity. It does look like we're in a bit of a downtrend with a lot of sell pressure that we haven't been able to negate. So definitely looking like we're piling up a lot of liquidity on the bottom side on that shorter term time frame, but we've got quite a bit of liquidity up towards the upside here. First little hot spot on that 2-week we want to look at is going to be that range we talked about on the short term time frame, and then this range up here at 112,400 all the way down to 111,400. So $1,000 range to kind of keep your eye on for the higher term time frame, we'll kind of have to see if we can start finding some support somewhere. Let's get over to that Bitcoin chart. Say good morning to everyone in the chat. We've got 3 people over on X this morning. Good morning to all of you. We've got Jessica Luck in here. Let's see, we've got DDT in here as well. He said, good morning, I'm late. I was hangry, so had to make an early lunch. I feel that one. After the stream, I'm going to have to eat some breakfast before I go to work. We got a few requests in the chat. So let's see, we've got MSGM, the stock. So let's separate our list real quick so we know what stocks and what's crypto. We got MSGM. From Steve Hickey, good morning to you. And we've got a request from Jesse asking for ICP. We can get that one as well. We've got Donato Cabrera in here this morning talking about some cooler weather heading his way. Cold and rainy this morning. It is pretty chilly here as well. I've been kind of enjoying it though. You know, I like the cooler weather. I get to work a little bit less, and it looks really pretty. So we will kind of have to see what goes on for next week, because it's looking extra cold here, and it's starting to snow up in Canada, and a bunch of that weather is starting to head a little bit south. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. We've got Steve Hickey in here. We've got Donato Cabrera as well. Let's see if we got anyone else coming on in. No one else in the chats just yet. We got a few lurkers in the background, so good morning to all of you. Let's get into this Bitcoin chart here. We did talk about some downside opportunities. We've been looking to see if we arrange in this fair value gap we've talked about at the beginning of the week here. We're remaining inside of it. We did get that nice little move outside of it the other day and immediately pulled back into it after some rejections. We got a little bit of a bounce off that midline. We will kind of have to see if we can hold that midline this morning, because we are starting to get some bottoming indicators here on the daily. We just need some money flow coming on in. Honestly, that's our only holdup here. Our volume is a little bit low, but we've been waiting to see what that point the volume starts to return at after we see that sell-off really stop. So we have been seeing that slight increase of sell-off pressure here on the higher term time frame, but we're really starting to get some bottoming indicators here on the daily with that true 7 clipping out. We finally got a reversal signal here that has started to flash. We've got that prime oscillator curving a little bit sideways here. MACD starting to lose a little momentum as well, so you could start to see that curve a little bit too. Really waiting on that money flow on the shorter term time frame. We do have some levels directly below us. If we continue to see some sell pressure coming on in here, first area I'd really keep my eye on, if we don't hold that 236 here on our fib extensions, which is 98,900, we've got the bottom side of our CME gap or fair value gap coming in at 735. So keep your eye on that level, that we could get a little bit of bouncing there as we're starting to see some bottoming indicators here on the higher term time frame. Taking a look at the hourly here, we are seeing quite the sell-off here, but we are getting a little bit of a slow up on some of these indicators. We've got that prime oscillator sitting in the red, but it is very, very close to getting some bottoming here. We are seeing a slow up on volume. Your money flow is sitting in the red, but it's barely in the red here, and we'll kind of have to see if we can find some support back at that 236, which we saw some bouncing at before, or if we're going to get a lower low here and we've got that bouncing at 97,700, or if we come all the way to the downside. Let's zoom this on out a little bit further here. You've got this nice strong support that has run through the entire bull market. So we got some nice strong bouncing off of it back there. And then at the beginning of the run, we got some nice strong bouncing off of there as well. So that is that potential support area if we don't hold that fair value gap. Nice little support area to kind of keep your eye on. We have been seeing that continued sell off in the London market. We're starting to see a little bit of buying pressure stepping on in as we got that bounce off of our midline. taking a look at the 15-minute and the morning here, as we said, we started to see a little bit of buying pressure stepping on in. We've got those bottoming indicators here on that shorter term time frame. Really waiting to see here if we can get some strong money flow. Your volume is a little bit low here. We've got that nice reversal signal, nice little double bottom on that prime oscillator, and a double clip out as well. And we'll have to see if we can get above $101,000. That is an area from back before when we got that nice little push towards the upside. We got very equal candle closes. Let's get that to the higher term time frame so you can see it running from all the way back here on that higher term time frame. Very equal candle closes, and there was a lot of buying pressure underneath it. So we'll kind of have to see if we can get back above there, turn that back into some support, and get back above that fair value gap top. For now, though, we've got a lot of sell pressure to get above. So seeing 101 be a little bit of a rejection area that continues our push towards the downside might be something to watch for. We're starting to see those bottoming indicators on the daily and the hourly. But to see a little more downside might give you that solidified bottoming indicators that really give you that push towards the upside. So we talked about those downside levels, a lot of sell pressure to get above here. We got JR talking about sell pressure, smell pressure. Hey, you know, it has been pushing the markets towards the downside, not just in the crypto markets, but in the TradFi as well. So a lot of sell pressure we got to get above. We will see where this sends us and where we can get some bouncing action. We've got Ada Ace in the house and Redmond in here as well. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. We've got some news articles to go over this morning. Let's see where we are gonna go first. Let's go with the funny one. You know, we've talked about Nancy Pelosi here quite a bit. Great little buy indicator and sell indicator that will no longer be around. So she is retiring, and we'll kind of have to find our next big stock picker from Congress, because you know they all play the same game, insider trading, and we will have to find the next most successful stock trader in Congress to get our buy and sell signals from on some insider trading. So we've dropped that in the in here before. It is congressional trades, so that is a big one that I've a big site that I've followed over and over again. I did hop on Palo Alto when she did. I made some decent money, so she was a great buy indicator there. Let's pull that site up real quick. Because if you don't have it, it is a great one. Oh, guess I misspelled that. We'll share that in the chat later. But we did have some news coming out of OKLO. Nice little one to kind of keep your eye on. We've talked about OKLO here multiple times. It is seeing a little bit of sell-off, just like everything else. But quick little video here. We will get it pulled on up, and so you can hear what's coming out of OKLO. And let me get my mic muted before, so you don't hear a nice little echo.
Turning waste into gigawatts. OKLO announcing yesterday it's investing nearly $1.7 billion toward plans to open a first-of-its-kind nuclear waste recycling facility. The Tennessee site expected to begin production by the 2030s. Joining us now first on CNBC is OKLO CEO Jacob DeWitt. Jake, it's great to have you. This is very technical, so explain to us what this is.
It's exciting to me about nuclear technology because nuclear reactors really only use about 5% or so of the fuel that gets loaded in them in its time in a reactor. And the reason is because you have to have a minimum amount of fuel to keep the reactor running. That means that used fuel that gets discharged from a reactor is actually 90 to 95% like remaining unused fuel. And one of the really exciting things about what we've been at since the beginning of our company has been working on next generation reactors called fast reactors that can actually really efficiently recycle and access that remaining 90 to 95%. What that translates to is effectively taking today's waste inventories, which with recycling and fast reactors have the same amount of energy as about 1.2 to 1.3 trillion barrels of oil. It's insane, right? That's like close to global oil reserves. So massive opportunity to do this.
So the upshot is that we just get a lot more power, which we need?
We get more power, and the cool thing too is it can be done more cost effectively than using fresh fuel, because the fuel's kind of already in a good spot to be able to reuse through recycling. So yeah, more power and cheaper, which is pretty top of mind for everybody today.
Are the other nuclear players doing this?
There are a few. This is one of the things that was kind of envisioned by those folks coming out of the Manhattan Project, right? Some of the great minds like Enrico Fermi and others saw this potential to better use fuel by recycling it, by closing the fuel cycle, as some people say. And the technology's progressed a lot since then and really kind of culminated in the US to be commercially ready and viable in the 80s and 90s. And so we started partnering up with the national labs back a couple of years ago with the Department of Energy to start commercializing this. And we went through a site selection process and found a wonderful home to put this in East Tennessee. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be, frankly, a game changer for frankly, not just nuclear, but for energy as a whole. And yeah, there are other companies looking at this, which is exciting because the space is so big. When you talk about global oil reserves, that size of an energy market just in the US alone, there's room for a couple people to be in it for sure.
That is some big news coming out of OKLO. This is why we've been talking about nuclear. I've talked about this before, is nuclear power is a great option, but you do have a lot of what is left over from the reactors not being used. So there's still fuel in there. And this is a big step in the right direction for nuclear energy. A $1.8 billion deal coming in Tennessee to make a facility to actually use some of that byproduct from nuclear power. So big news coming out of the nuclear space. We will keep talking about the nuclear news as it comes out, because I don't think that nuclear train is stopping anytime soon. I saw Jay Violet in the chat this morning. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see what's going on with this next article, because this one was a biggie. Let's get this zoomed on in so you can see it just a little bit better there. There we go. USGS officially adds copper and silver to the critical minerals list. So getting on into the meat and potatoes, we got the United States has added copper and silver to its expanded list of critical minerals that it deems to be vital to America's economy and national security. The new list compiled by the U.S. Geological Survey included 10 additions to the previous one in 2022, taking the total to 60. So let's get on over to the list here. You've got 10 new critical minerals here and 15 rare earth elements. We've been talking about rare earth minerals for a while here. It is big in the AI sector here. And to see silver and copper get added to that was not too unexpected. Silver has some big use cases in technology. Copper's pretty big as well when you're talking about construction, and a little bit in the sectors of AI as well, because copper gets used quite a bit in cooling. We will need to add a few more things to this list, so keep your eyes on that. I will get this picture here and share it in the Discord. These are going to be some companies, these minerals are going to be something to keep your eye on, and finding the companies that get these minerals are going to be a big investment move. Not financial advice, but it is something that I have started doing. I am invested in not only rare earths, also AI, nuclear energy. As you know, we've failed to see that alt season. I've still wanted to make money. So this has been the move that I have been doing. AI, nuclear, and rare earths. And we will be dropping a recession-proof list in the Discord for those stocks as well. So keep your eye on that. If you're not in the Discord, you are missing out. That list is coming soon. I am working on it. Also got a list of manufacturing companies that I'll be dropping in the Discord here soon as well. So let's get on over to some of those requests this morning. We had quite a few of those. We had OKLO that we wanted to take a look at. We had MSGM. We had DOT and ICP as well. Do we got any other requests this morning? We've got plenty of time to go over some requests. Almost 20 minutes right now. So let me find that site that I wanted to share with you as well. And I will get that. Oh, there we go. It's Capital Trades. I'm going to share that list in the chat for you so you can find the next politician that's going to be a great trader for you to follow. Here's that site for you. Congressional Trades. Any reported trades that a Congress member does is reported on here. So you can track it by politician. You can track it by the most recent trades as well. Anything over $5,000 has to get reported. So big opportunities here. Find the best Congress trader and just follow their stock picks. Normally a pretty good way to make some money. We got a few other requests here and the crypto side. So we got Link, we've got Sol, and if we got time, we can take a look at FIL. Jay Violet says that sounds interesting. Yeah, I've been following that one for a while. You know, Nancy Pelosi made me quite a bit of money because you know, sometimes it's really easy to just copy trade someone, and you know, you find someone that's really good at it and you copy trade them, and you make a bunch of money too. All of that's public information because they are a civil servant and they have to report any trade over $5,000. So easy money maker, honestly. I know we've got OC that has talked about that one as well. You know, he pulls it up all the time. Congressional members, they report their trades, and it's pretty easy to copy trade them. We've got OKLO breaking under a strong support area that we were looking at yesterday. We were talking about 108.94. That's running from way back here. We got our candle close off of it, and we got two wicks bouncing off of that as well. One here and one here. We'll kind of have to see where we find some support because pre-market is opening up heavily in the red this morning. 101.69. Seeing a little bit continued move towards the downside. 101.65 now. So we've got a little bit of a bouncing area to kind of keep your eye on to the downside. First one coming in at our 1618 here. That is 96.72. That is an area we saw resistance and then completely blasted through. So we haven't retested it as some support here on the higher term time frame. Would like to see a little bit of some bouncing action on that area. You can see we've got 3 rejections off of that point. Then we blasted through it completely. We've got a little area to the downside of that as well to kind of keep your eye on. First little area of support is going to be where we held below the 1618 to get that nice move above it. So $90.24 is that first strong support area to keep your eye on. And then we've got our rejection area below that we completely moved through without retesting. So that is that second and that third area to kind of watch for some bouncing action here on OKLO. That is $85.20. Quite a strong sell-off. But you zoom this on out here, and OKLO has been on an absolute tear. I started buying back at $24.58. I was talking about that a long time ago here. And from that price point to our absolute highs, you're talking about 1,000% move towards the upside. So to see some sell-off is not too unexpected here. Let's actually get a fib retracement pulled on up from that nice strong support down there all the way to our highs. And as you can see, we are approaching that 50% line there and looking like we could potentially break through it. We've got our golden pocket coming in at our third strong support area. So keep your eye on that third strong support. If you can't hold the 1618 and 96.72 and you don't hold $90.24. Definitely a nice little area to potentially see some bouncing at. OKLO, I don't think stops anytime soon. It is the big player in the nuclear sector. You've got the government investing in it as well. We had another stock to go over here, so let's pull up MSGM and see what's going on. Motorsport Games Incorporated. Nice little sell-off there. We can already see a massive fair value gap to keep our eye on here. Looks like an area that we could potentially get some retesting on. Let's get that drawn on up here first. Color that purple so we know it is a fair value gap to keep our eye on. It is not closed. Potentially looking for some bouncing action on the top side. That's $1.94. That is an area to kind of keep your eye on for some potential bouncing action. Let's get this zoomed on out though. Pre-market opening up massively towards the upside here. I don't know what was going on in this sector. Let's get this zoomed on out. Definitely extremely flat. So looking for that first resistance area towards the upside. We've got a few of them to keep our eyes on. Let's get some horizontal rays drawn on up here. Zooming on in just a little bit so we can see that just a little bit better there. Nice little double touch off of that one. That was resistance back here. We saw some wicking action and some wicking action again. So as you can see, it was resistance here. We got some nice resistance there and resistance there as well. We're making our way to some resistance right now. You can see it was resistance here, $4.70. We are directly below that. We do have a few areas directly above that as well, coming in at $10.44. Let's get that one drawn on up here. We've got that nice double wicking action off of that one as well. We'll have to get a fib pulled up here to see what's going on. We've got the highs to the lows. So highs to our lows down here. Let's get that zoomed on in so we can see the lows just a little bit better. As you can see, that 236 comes in directly above that as well. Might have to get a shorter term time frame fib drawn on up here because that is the daily chart. So let's get this zoomed on in, see what's going on here on the hourly. We've got this one we can go off of where we saw our resistance to our lows. Looks like we are at the 50% line on the shorter term time frame. So let's get that long term deleted. And let's lock this short term time frame so we're not moving anything. Remember, lock your fibs so you're not moving things around there. So we've got that 50% line coming in as a little bit of resistance. Definitely an area to kind of keep your eye on. We've got some support we could potentially see directly below us if we do see some sell off at $4.16 there. This is going to be a massive fair value gap to keep your eyes on. As French Toaster said, lock yo fibs. Yes, most definitely. That's like the worst thing ever to like end up clicking on something and then you completely move your fibs. Alt Control Z. So easy correction there, but it does get annoying when you're trying to do that live. File is actually good. Y'all talking about some altcoins. Ada Ace talking about AIG being better than Filecoin. We've got Trade Intuition in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. French Toaster in here as well. Swear I saw another name. Guess I didn't. All right. Well, we've got a little opportunities for some sell off here. We will kind of have to see because we've got plenty of red money flow here on the hourly and on the daily. But nice little movement towards the upside, giant CME gap to contend with. We will kind of have to see where that opens up this morning. This 50% line is looking like a little bit of resistance area in the pre-market. Let's get that 15-minute pulled on up here as well. See if we can find another little area to keep your eye on. If we get some downside action, looking at $3.94 there. That's a nice little area for some support as well if we do see some sell off and a movement into our giant CME gap here. That is a massive move towards the upside, so keep your eye on that one. I'm not really sure what this company does. Maybe they got some good news coming on out. This was in a bit of a downtrend, so to see it get a little bit of a sell off and a movement into this massive CME gap would not be too unexpected there. All right, we had a few alt requests to take a look at this morning. Link first on that list there. Let's see what's going on. Crypto side of things, obviously. And look at that. Trying to hold an area we talked about before. We did see a nice buying pressure coming in at $14.54. Looking like we're in a little bit of a downtrend for now. Let's get this zoomed on out. Take a look at that daily. We could potentially see us getting a little bit of some bouncing action, but we've got a golden pocket to contend with. So getting a little bit of some curvature here on that prime oscillator. MACD also getting a little bit of sideways momentum here, and we've seen that nice little slow up on our histograms. We're just waiting on some money flow here. That true 7 is clipped out. We've got our secondary reversal signal. We've got a bullish divergence here to keep our eye on as well, and we'll kind of have to see if we can get above that golden pocket to make our way back up to $16.38. Let's get our fair value gap drawn on up here, because that's a big level to contend with here on the daily, coming in from 16-ish, almost 17. Let's get that pulled on up. So $16.98 all the way down to $15.51 there. So keep your eye on that fair value gap. Could potentially see some resistance coming on in on that if we can get above that golden pocket, if we can see that money flow coming on in. So there's a lot of factors here to kind of keep your eye on. We are in a downtrend, some lower highs, but we're starting to see a little bit of a squeeze there as we've got those higher lows coming on in. Waiting to see if we hold that $15.54 as some support, or if we break below it and get that move towards the downside here. We do have a little bit of a hidden divergence here on the hourly. You're seeing the roll over on the prime oscillator, but we've got some potential for some bouncing. So if we do drop below that, we've got a nice little area at about $14.40 to see some potential short-term bouncing at. Let's get that other short-term horizontal rate drawn on up here, $14.40. Let's make that thinner so we know that that would be that secondary bounce level to watch for if we're not holding $15.54. Looks like we could potentially lose that this morning. Definitely continues with that trend of higher lows. If you break out of that and diverge, you've got $14.08 to keep your eye on. Let's get this zoomed on in, see what the morning is bringing our way here. Nice and cooled off here on the 15-minute. Could potentially see a continued little roll over here. Waiting to see if we continue to hold that $15.54. Seeing a little bit of some bouncing action off of that right now. MACD getting a little bit of sideways momentum as well, just waiting on some money flow. So keep your eyes on that short-term time frame money flow. We will have to see if we can get above $14.67 first to really get that move back up towards the golden pocket. So that is our short-term resistance for the morning that we need to get above first to see if we can get that move up towards the golden pocket there. So that was Link for you. Let's take a look at DOT. DOT got some movements towards the upside. Nice strong moves towards the upside. But if you zoom this on out, we are really battered down on DOT. Let's get that zoomed on out. Zoomed on out a little bit further. As you can see, we held that $1.49 range quite nicely. That is a support level from all the way back. Let's get that zoomed on out to the weekly. There you go. You can see that just a little bit better there. There we go. So it was our support from way back in the beginning, and we held that quite nicely when we got that move towards the downside. We've got Robert Mulligan in the house. Good morning to you. And we got 8 Breath in here as well. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day so far. We've got a few more viewers over on X as well. Appreciate y'all tuning on in today. Let's see what is going on with some DOT, because we do have some resistance directly above us that we will have to contend with. We're starting to see some bottoming action here on the weekly, which might give you continued bouncing action. We'll kind of have to see if we can get some money flow coming on in here, because we've got $3.60 being a little bit of a resistance area. That was our support from back here. It was support here. It was support here as well. We did diverge below that, and then we started to see some buying pressure stepping on in here. We've got Alexandra G in the house. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. If you've got those Mod Queen emojis, go ahead and drop them in the chat for her. Al Jr. in the house. Good morning. Let's see what's going on the shorter term time frame here, because DOT's starting to see those bottoming indicators here on the daily as well. We've got Melissa in the house. Good morning. We've got our secondary reversal signal. We've got a bullish divergence here. We've got that true 7 clipping on out for the second time. Your volume's extremely low here. We're just waiting on some money flow after seeing some oversold signals finally starting to flash on DOT. We haven't seen that since, let's see, August of 24, when we got that bouncing action off of our support. So definitely a nice signal to start seeing on some DOT. We'll kind of have to see if we can start getting above some of the levels directly above us first. We've got a giant fair value gap to contend with here as well. Let's get that drawn on up. Coming in basically top side, we are already there. So we got that move towards the upside, rejected off of our fair value gap there. Let's get that locked and colored in black, so we know it is closed there. Nice little move towards the downside off of that top side of the fair value gap here. We'll kind of have to see if we can gather some strength here, because we're seeing those bottoming indicators here on the daily. I don't know why it's not zooming in that. There we go. That MACD is ready to cross towards the top side of our indicator line here, but we are sitting below the 0 line. We need plenty of money flow to come on in here. We've got that prime oscillator also getting some curvature here. We'll kind of have to see where we start finding some support. Let's get a short-term fib level drawn on up here to see what we're contending with. We've got this down here to this down here. Looks like we are below the 382. If we drop out of our fair value gap, looking for the 236 for some support might be what you should watch for. Got $2.61 coming in for that 236 there. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at the hourly, see what's going on. Massive sell off. Oh, I guess that fair value gap is still open there. Almost got to the top side of it. Can only see that when you zoom on in there. So let's keep that colored on in. Definitely seeing that move below the 50% line, which was also the 382 on the shorter term time frame. So looking to see if we can get some bouncing action off the bottom side. Nice strong sell off on the shorter term time frame, getting that MACD rolling on over. Prime oscillator also getting that strong rollover as well. Nice volume finally. So we'll have to see if that volume can hold price on up. We've got this hourly fair value gap to kind of keep your eye on as well. Midline coming in basically where the bottom side of that daily fair value gap is. 15 minutes and the morning, seeing that continued break down. We've got the true 7 clipping on out. Your volume is extremely low here, so waiting to see where that volume comes on in at. We've got $2.71 being that potential short-term bouncing area. Equal candle bodies, indecision candle there, and let's get it drawn on up. $2.71. That's that short-term bouncing area to kind of keep your eye on. If we can't hold that, coming on down a little further, that could be our first little bouncing area that gets us that move back up towards the 382 and the 50% line on our fair value gap there. That was DOT. We had ICP requested as well. Let's get over to that one. ICP. I know it's on my list somewhere. There we go. ICP continued on that move towards the upside there. We will kind of have to see if we get that move back towards the downside. Let's get our first horizontal drawn on up. We got our very equal candle bodies there. We did get a little bit of bouncing action off of it already. We'll kind of have to see if we hold our equal wicks now. Let's get this zoomed on out a little bit further. Take a look at the daily. Daily did start to see a little bit of faltering. We did see that before though, so we will kind of have to see all over again on the shorter term time frame where we start to find some support and continuation, because that daily getting that strong move above, we've got that curvature on the prime oscillator and some overbought signals, but your volume still increasing here. So nice volume coming in on ICP. Let's get this fib level pulled on up from here to here, see what's going on. Oh, nice strong rejection off that 50% line. We'll kind of have to see if we find some strength at the 382. That is $7.99 there. So we are seeing a little bit of sell-off in the morning. Let's get that hourly pulled on up. As you can see, we're breaking below what we tried to hold. We're trying to break below what we held before. $7.69. That was our nice little bouncing action there. Let's get this hourly fair value gap pulled on up here to see where we might see a little bit of bouncing action on. Coming in from $7.69 to $7.42 there. So nice little zone to keep your eye on. If we don't hold that, coming on down to the 382 would be what I would watch for there. That hourly is seeing some continued roll over there, so we could potentially start to see a little more continued sell off. I would like to see this closed on out before we get that continuation move towards the upside. 50% line is our resistance. We got that 382 directly below us. Nice strong blast off of that to get up to the 50, and to see this move closed on out would kind of be something to contend with. We're starting to see a little bit of some bottoming indicators here on that prime oscillator. We're extremely close to the bottom. True 7 hasn't clipped out just yet, so a little more moves towards the downside might get you that nice little bottoming action. $7.69 like we just talked about. Starting to see a little bit of some money flow coming on in, but could definitely continue towards the downside just a little bit more to really get you that strong bounce towards the upside there. So that's what I got for some ICP. We'll kind of have to see if we get that bounce, if we can get above $8.10. So ICP, we had Solana. Oh, it is 6:30. Just looked at the clock there. All right, we had a few people sign on in at the end. Oh, XNO pumping. Robot Monkey for AI has good potential. Whoa, that's super degen there, sir. I don't slide that far down the risk curve. I like Bitcoin, as you can tell there. I'm a maxi, but if you're making some money, that sounds like a nice little move there, sir. Everyone should make their money where they can make it. Just lost 100K again for Bitcoin. Yep, we talked about it, looking for that potential for 98,900 if you don't hold that, coming down to the bottom side of our fair value gap at 97,700. That is that next little move to kind of watch for. Let's see, we got anything else in the chat before we get on out of here? Zcash still degen, flight to safety, says Redman. Yeah, that one's been on an absolute tear. Dash has been doing well as well. So Dash, a favorite of CCM. speaking of which, tune in to CCM this evening. We've got that crypto on the rocks, because it is Friday, finally. But make sure to tune in to the rest of the shows here on the Piper Academy. We've got 3 shows that we do daily. We've got my show, the Good Morning Crypto, great way to start out the day with the pre-market news and the pre-market moves. We've got that morning market report at 10 a.m., the great place to be if you love the breakdown of your macro data. Really, really important if you want to see what's going on in the rest of the world, to know where to put your money, because we need to position where is best for the macro news. To keep that going, we've got Trading with OC at 7 p.m. That is the best place to be if you like to trade. 7 p.m. Eastern time, new time for that one. If you like to trade, if you like to make money, and if you like to put a tinfoil hat on sometimes, OC does great with all of those. 7 p.m. Eastern time every single weekday. And until next time, make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.
Wake up, charts glowing like a sunrise dream. Coffee in my cup, got the tickers on the screen. Wallet looking heavy, but my heart stay light. Stacking sets, not stress, yeah, we'll be alright. Late nights in the bear zone, learn to fight alone. Now the green candles burning through the monochrome. Every dip's a lesson, every loss a line. We're writing our story one block at a time. Good morning, crypto, the world's still spinning slow, but our coins keep climbing where the fiat won't go. Another day, another chance to grow. So plug in the stream, let the markets flow. Screens flash red, but I don't lose faith. Pain breeds patience, that's the trader's grace. From the bottom to the top, we just play our role. Turn volatility into solid gold. We've been broke, we've been bold, chasing dreams that can't be sold. Every block, every code is the anthem of the new age road. Good morning, crypto, yeah, it's time to go. Stack your dreams, let the future show. We ride the waves through the highs and lows. Good morning, crypto, let the whole world know. Wake up, log in, and light that spark. The bull's out early, let's make